Definitely quality cinema right here. Getting your money's worth for this one. Alright, what am I gonna rant about? Let's see. I got a very interesting, intriguing email from YouTube today, or, well, at some point. Since I did a live stream. I did a live stream, what was it? It was, yesterday morning at, before I went into work. And I can't help but feel very, I don't know, I'm scratching my head about this one. YouTube sent me a highlight of a piece of my live stream from yesterday morning because I guess they think it's too sensitive that I made such a bold statement as to a simple fact. And without edging too much here, that simple fact is me speaking very openly and honestly about what Palestine. Okay, and yes, look, I'm going to be touching on the subject, I think, often until I am no longer here to breathe oxygen. I'm going to talk about it on the show Stuck in the Middle. I'm going to talk about it here. This is. I have a voice, and I'm not going to surrender it. It doesn't matter how the shadow banning algorithm works. Hi, Shamrock. You might be you know what? Welcome. Now that you're here, maybe I can, instead of feeling like I'm monologuing like some villain in a Bond film, let me tell you what I got in the email from YouTube, like official YouTube stuff. And I'm so, like, is it an algorithm that decides to strip out the highlight, or did somebody report what I said? Because what I said was not a lie. I was making a point about my confusion. First off, on YouTube, I can say this, and it's fair game, right? I can say this, and it would be fair clickbait. This is what the Candace Owens fans love to hear right now, especially with the leaked text messages with Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, of course. I can say, hey, the Jews own everything, right? Hey, Snooks, how are you? How are you? I gotta really learn to just be comfortable, to just go live at any time. I don't care about production value or lighting. That's what Stuck in the Middle is for. It was Josh's birthday yesterday, and I'm giving him a day of rest. But anyway, let me stick on topic. So, YouTube says, hey, Progressive Patriot, this is bad content, and we're not sure that we can allow it to stay in the video. And if you ever monetize it, we're going to strip any revenue from it, or we won't allow any ads. Well, good thing I'm not monetized. So, here, instead of teasing, here it is. I'm going to raw dog this one. I'm releasing the rubber here. We're just going in. Alright, Scotty, beam me up. Why am I doing these little quirks here? So I just made a point about how everybody that's on the, hey, Free Palestine uh, conga line right now that they're saying that in favor of Israel. Israel bad. Right now, there's a lot of focus on Israel being the bad guys. There's some conspiracy theorist friends of mine who just they're telling me Trump is one of the four horsemen. I won't shout you out. And Jay voices, holy crap, my God. I'm sure you did. Yeah, given what I was just saying, I'm raw dogging this one. So everybody can talk about how evil the Jewish people are. And that's not against YouTube's algorithm. They're not going to say, hey, person with the First Amendment, no matter where you are, we're going to suppress this. I can say that. And one could make the argument that this rhetoric incites anti-Semitism. I'm not going to get an email from YouTube about this. But if I say this, and you're all a part of a social experiment now. I'm going to say what I said in the last live stream yesterday morning. Again, I'm going to nail it home. I'm going to quadruple down on this son of a bitch. And I want to see if I get another email saying that this is dangerous speech. I'll screenshot the email for evidence if that's necessary. So, I used to think it was a strictly liberal-esque Antifa kind of slur jargon, Free Palestine, even though if you take the context away from Islam, and yes, that sounds like a generalization. Why can't we can demonize the Jews all day, every day, but I can't talk about Islam. What's up with that? Because here's exactly what I said. word for word and tell me where the lie is. If the people that are trying so hard to liberate Palestine, they love it so much, um, and I love seeing the memes of like a gay guy. Here, this is it right here. This is it. I got sent a clip of this part, me talking about it. A gay man that says he's Muslim, a gay white man, wearing a shirt with the trans flag. That was in the clip too. He has the trans flag on the chest of his shirt. Something about being gay and being Muslim and free Palestine. He's got the Palestinian flag. And I can't help myself. I'm not gonna help myself. I have freedom of speech. I love freedom of speech. Come hell or high water, be it a reason for people to get angry at me or at this channel, or they want to do whatever people want to do, because you're a bunch of sickos out there, and I'm no different. We got the human condition going on. But YouTube, what's up? So I make the crack that let this gay dude, who's all about the Free Palestine movement, go to an Islamic country and go ahead and wave your rainbow flag and see how well that goes for your sport. Well, I'm sorry, but little Willie Beaver won't fare very well waving any kind of flag that's not the flag of some synonymous Middle Eastern country that worships the Prophet Muhammad and, respectfully, Allah. These versions of a God I do not believe in, nor agree with the tenets of the Quran, but I've said it, okay? So YouTube took a highlight of that clip and said, basically, you can't say the obvious. I can't say the truth. I won't say this has been as thick, because the only strike the other show I do, Stuck in the Middle, ever got was during the heat of COVID. So why is it so sensitive right now? I didn't get a strike, but I got a warning. Why can't I say the obvious? A gay man is not going to fare well if they're openly, celebrating homosexuality and the freedom to do as such and to be as such in a country that is Islamic, Middle East Islamic, dogma, culture. Is that hyperbolic? Is that xenophobic? Lewis, you're such a bitch. What's up, Nikki? Let me see what you get. And you, actually, I think I said hi to everybody. Okay, so I don't know. Let me engage with you guys, and I'm gonna spark one of these bad boys up. Is that backwards? Is that backwards? Like, I am of the belief, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Now I'm looking at the chat, okay? Am I wrong to say that it feels like I need this feedback? I really do. It feels like the anti-Semitism temperature is raising, and I guess it's necessary as a part of my story, because I always have to point out, well, if you're not born of a Jewish mother, according to the faith of the Jews, you're not Jewish. So I was rejected as a Jew. I'm not Jewish, and I was baptized Catholic, raised Catholic. Then I fell in love with Christianity because of a small church near my trailer park. At this time, I moved to Florida, left New York, and fast forward, all of that madness that has brought me to this current day and age. Why does it seem like it's trending on not only the left, which, yes, I'm guilty, I'll pick on the left. Hey, what's up, Joe Abarion, the Jewish Day of Rest? Why are you on? I don't do any of that shit. Good point, though. Yeah, no, it's the Jewish day of, smoke 'em if you got 'em, motherfucker. Yeah, okay, I'm weird like that. I gotta check the color of my lighter to make sure that it's like one of my good luck colors. And look what I found. I used to smoke weed a lot. I can't even remember the last time I smoked weed, because I just can't vibe with it. I'm 11 to 12 months of no alcohol. I'm a total square. But here's my lighter stash that I ran into. Jesus. Yeah. All these. Where's my hand? There we go. So anyway, for whatever reason, talking about superstition, I like to dog people that are superstitious, and for many years I was so proud, and this is why I believe there's some karma involved. I was so confident as an atheist and I would dog people's faith, and now I have surrendered to faith or power of my understanding, which has made me easy pickings for people that have made, like, forgive me if I come off too stern here. People make, like, faith or politics their entire identity, and it's like they forget they're a person. This is a problem I've primarily pointed out on the left. I should point it out on the right too, because from my own experience, you go far enough right, there seems to be this strange, unspoken unity. The radical left, or the left in general, loves saying free Palestine and the Jews are committing genocide and all those words that YouTube absolutely loves and promotes and doesn't suppress whatsoever. But if you talk about, Palestine and any of the crimes that they have committed against any peoples, well, YouTube is suddenly very concerned. What the fuck? It is backwards. Thank you, Shamrock. Don't be one of them self. That's a good quote. I like that. Props for that. I will unblock your main account, sir. Forgive me for getting. I thought, look, if I see like all your intent is just to troll and never like try to be sincere, maybe I'll just be like, okay, let's just give that a timeout. But I really did appreciate your call into the show, Joe. I'm eager to see the submission for the intro song. That's still a thing. And we're giving Josh his day off today. This is the day after his birthday, so he deserves the rest. Trust me, I'm hurting inside, thinking that, oh man, like the show is not going to be on. We're losing that momentum. It plagues me because I'm so in love with the show in and of itself, and I can't deny it feels good thinking that something that you love is gaining momentum as well. It's not just getting more eyes and more subs. It feels so gross to talk about that shit. But we are averaging about 100 subs per hour every time we're live. And I think I already talked about it. It's gross. I'm going to shut up about numbers. Anybody that horseshoe theory. Oh, sorry, I can't figure out who the fuck is who, but if y'all just had your, one main account instead of X amount of socks, you might not run into these issues. But if you're cool, civil, and not just here for the lulz, which there's no problem with that. Sometimes it's not time and place. The internet is chaos theory, but if I'm intent on sticking on topic to some degree, forgive me for being human. What can I say? Nobody's fucking perfect, especially on the internet. What else is going on right now? Asmongold just covered the text messages that were leaked from Candace. Oh, not Candace. Oh, yeah, Candace Owens. And what was it? Who was it? Josh Hammer, Charlie Kirk's friend. And that's. I can't deny it. I gotta give a point to the conspiracy theorists for timing. Although when it comes to providing concrete evidence, I'm not convinced yet. But sure, absolutely. It is compelling and disturbingly intriguing that the last conversations Charlie Kirk was having was to the point where he said, like, I'm gonna quote him as verbatim as I can here. These Jewish donors, or nope. He said these Israeli donors really fit not that this is any better, really can fit all the stereotypes. And that he was walking away from the pro-Israel movement. That's going to stoke fires. There's a mass movement of Christians that are right now in their own little divide. And I've been watching as a very conscientious observer. And I observe, and I've been taking screenshots of some of the commentary in some of these other channels because I want to propose a greater conversation. I'm hoping that we still have civility because it seems that fever I was talking about, the temperature is so high, people are looking for an excuse. They are looking for the next shoe to drop so that we can go hands-on. Fuck the words. They took out our boy Charlie Kirk, and it just so happens the last things he was talking about. I don't want to make it sound like this is all he was talking about, but it was very clear. I see you. Oh, that was a 7 hour ago message. My bad. Uh, the Israeli donors were pulling out because in their infinite stupidity, they wanted him to not platform Tucker Carlson. I assume Candace Owens. I don't know if she was mentioned in the text messages. And don't fall for this thing where she's pretending they were talking up to the day of his death. That's not true. There was a falling out on Stuck in the Middle when we had, a much larger active chat. Just saying that out loud, which, as far as we know, is the truth, was getting us dogpiled on. So what the fuck? It doesn't matter. Is in here. Just can you just acknowledge for my own peace of mind that you're Mariah? It's nice to see you. I wish you all the success in the world. Just oh, what's up, Seafouls? Is Lewis still crying and saying put a girl on like he's some master troll? Lewis, bitch, I know where you live, motherfucker. Pick up your phone, you son of a bitch. You know what, I'm just gonna after this smoke that I never light, this is all a part of my edging theory to encapsulate the audience. See, once this is lit, all attention is gonna be completely gone, right? Here we go. Magic trick. Why did I inhale so hard? Anyway, so, I don't know. I think going back to my original motivation, I am absolutely baffled at YouTube being such a massive platform. We understand that we have to sometimes mask the words that we say. Grape, in Minecraft, unalive, stupidity. At some point, we're going to be so nervous about our own speech that we're going to morph into a language we don't even understand anymore. PSYOP, I called it. But you can talk about Jew hate till you're blue in the face, and it's acceptable, and even appears to be mainstream endorsed. And it's clickbait. People love them some good old-fashioned Jew hate. And I was talking about the comment section of some of the largest channels on YouTube. I see Christians fighting each other over this. No, the Jews are God's people. We're supposed to love them. And then I see the opposite. So all that's happening, and I can't say if you're a gay man that's saying free Palestine in America, and if you set foot on Muslim dirt, oil, sand, I'm really going for some censorship today, that it wouldn't go great. That's what they're going to silence me on. Do they love Jew hate, or are they being critical of the state of Israel? Duckin, fair. Very fair. My question to you is, why can't I, as evidenced by YouTube's email, say a fact about Islam? Is that not some form of favoritism? I'm literally seeing the fruits of censorship's labor by saying the obvious. I'm not stating anything nefarious. I'm not using hyperbole. I'm not trying to be a sensationalist or an absolutist. I'm stating a definitive fact. Homosexuals don't have a grand old gay time in grand old Islam, right? Right? Or Palestine, if you will. I will sound like a xenophobic, homophobic, this and that, the other, but I don't think I'm saying anything that dangerous. But YouTube censors that. So I'm all for everybody being critical of every and any state. I am an American first, American before I'm anything else. We bleed red. I want this country to succeed. I voted for Trump because I wanted to see it succeed. And now the Christian base that carried him to the election, well, now they're calling him one of the 4 horsemen of the end. When are some of you lovely, lovely friends of mine that love the end times gospel that's been going on as long as time gonna get tired of this, the end is nigh soothsaying? It's always gonna feel like end times when you're living in the present. Everything that's happening. The last thing I saw before I hit this live button is Timbaland just signed the world's first AI rap star goddess, as if the Ali Norwood actress wasn't enough for movies. So now we have music and movies and AI. If that doesn't make you start thinking of motherfucking like the Terminator franchise or something worse, I get it. It's alluring to think of the end, especially if you're starting to get up in age, right? You're facing your inevitable end, so hell, take everything with you in the process, or convince everybody else that they're going with you. I don't know. I have not read my scripture accurately enough to start spewing that we should all live in fear every day, all day, every night, and just clickbait and sell books like how to live your life before the rapture. Just for $99.99 an hour, you too can have a smooth trip to the heavens, and your pets will be taken care of too. And all these videos that now it is 100%. I used to take some level of pride being able to spot CG in videos, but dear God, it's impossible with Sora 2. I have Sora 2 on an iPad in my home. I have a free code from a friend. I can make some amazing stuff. I really could. I could clickbait it all the way home. I'm not gonna pretend and say I'm not doing it because I'm being self-righteous. It's because I'm lazy. So let's get that straight. But I don't know. There is something about it that just makes me feel like, ew, nah, not for me. Not today. I'm gonna stay as grounded on the grass as I can, or on my ass with my cigarette. Don't smoke cigarettes, kids. I can smoke on YouTube. You can see titties and blood and guts and everything if you just go deep enough, but I can't talk about Islam. I can't be critical of Islam. What is that about? I can talk about the Jewish tunnels. I can talk about Ashkenazi Jews and this and that coming after people. We can have open conversations about Epstein and just the COVID era. That was strange. That was 4 straight years of not being able to speak. And Stuck in the Middle earned its first and only strike for talking about COVID when it was being treated so preciously. And everything that, see, that's where I'm like, hey, conspiracy theorists, it turns out thinking out of the box and questioning things is very rational, especially when it's deemed unpopular. So I'm just taking that spirit and moving it forward. I'm moving the goalpost here. I can't talk about Islam. Well, okay. No, fuck that. I do have family that is Jewish. I don't see them anymore. But as a child, they took great care of me. My grandma, God bless her, she was a second mother to me up until I was like 22, 23. It's for people like that that I'm just gonna be defiant with anti-Semitism. But I don't know, dystopian. Let me see. Did I see Shafransky in here? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Guys, this isn't the end times yet. The country hasn't built the temple yet. They haven't had perfect red heifers. We're fine. Yeah, I haven't heard the horn play or anything. The trumpets. I want to get. Yeah, y'all seen that movie Red State? It's one of Kevin Smith's decent modern marvels there. But it's about a church that's all absolutely obsessed with the end times, and there was a college nearby while they're slaughtering everybody, and they just had a trumpet sound to troll the church play through a very, very large bunch of speakers. And in the midst of a battle between the ATF and this cult church, the movie is Red State, by the way. It fell out of publication, so to speak, due to some legal issues after the Weinstein Company mishap, but it's available now, and I'd recommend it. It's a fun, disturbing little watch. So in the midst of this battle for life and limb, they play the trumpets and the battle stops. What's up, Dark Canadian? What's up? So, yeah, I'm confused and a little bit angry. Maybe I'll save some of this hate speech because YouTube says so for Stuck in the Middle, but I don't want to risk a platform I really, really give a shit about. Here, I'll wipe my ass, you know, not quite literally, but I'm gonna do all the experiments with YouTube on this channel. Let me see. What do we got here? What's going on? I have a friend that is very pro end times Christian, and oh my God, she has been off the deep end lately. I made her ringtone trumpets. That's a good one. That's a good one. Is this distasteful? So tomorrow I'm supposed to go to church because I made a promise to myself. Bad taste or intriguing, no, inappropriate, but I should like amplify a trumpet sound from my phone inside the church. Just see and just look around. I don't think people. Okay, there's a saying that I made up, especially after social media. An individual, if you sit down with them and look them face to face and have a conversation, can sound pretty intellectual and rational. But when you start taking people and looping them in mass, in crowds, that's where we get mob think, mob mentality. That's where we start to look like morons. Individually, oh, we're such unique and beautiful, complex snowflakes, but together and lumped together, we're like parasitic. Good, bad, or ugly, no matter the intent. Looped together, everybody loses their grace to some extent, and you just become a something else. You are a part of the tide. You are no longer an other. You are no longer an individual. You are just an other. Fascinating to me. I don't know. I wish I could be proven wrong, but I'll never forget the day after Charlie Kirk's removal from this planet. I'm not going to say in Minecraft. I went into a Steven Crowder live stream because he was righteously pissed off, and it was on Rumble. If I had a shekel for every time somebody said it's the small hat people, it's the Jews making their move, Mossad, get them out of here, throw them in another camp, 6 million wasn't enough, Holocaust was a lie. I tell you, I didn't feel very welcome in a place that I thought I was welcome in. Depending on what kind of church you're going to. Wait, nope, I better not say it. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. To me, it's just it's like a harmless thought, which is also policed here on YouTube. You got to be careful about these, harmless words that we use, because by God, that whole mob mentality theory I've got cooking in the old stew, in the brain space, the empty place between my ears. You never know when the mob will be coming for you. Sometimes rightfully and oftentimes to great amusement. But ain't no greater unifier than making a common enemy. And that's where old conspiracy brain starts to turn and all the gears starts flailing, the rust starts to shake off, and I'm like, it's not crazy. It's not that crazy. Look at all the conspiracies that have kind of been proven over time. JFK, 9/11 investigation, at the very least. Shit, man. JFK's brother, Robert Kennedy, Martin King, Malcolm X, which all had feds involved. Shit. You think about all this stuff, right? And then start applying that same process to modern shit happening in real time. I guess I can't be knocking down anybody else's free speech while I'm out here experimenting with my own, right? I am not the absolutist individual that speaks overconfidently and believes I am the arbiter of what is right, what is wrong. But I'll continue to ask my questions, but I'm not hiding behind them to defend anything I say. You high as fuck there? It doesn't matter. Well, I have no respite from sobriety. I just have nothing but a clear head, and today I'm in a horror movie kind of mood. Video games scratched the itch last night for a spell there. It was a strange thing, and I think this was a little exercise in my own personal psychology. I'm playing this game that was arguably canceled because the devs said something insensitive about Charlie Kirk, and I jumped on the bandwagon of wanting to not purchase it, to boycott it. Ooh, there's a coyote in the area. Awesome. Thank you, neighborhood app. Watch out for them coyotes and the Jews and the Muslims. Is YouTube gonna email me about watching out for them? I mean, I have real life experience with them telling me they're going to end my life if there was a jihad. So this experiment, right? I'm playing this open world game. It's called Ghost of Yotai, and I recognize I'm playing it super linear. I'm choosing in an open world game where I could do anything, go anywhere, to go in a straight line, and I'm finding myself getting bored. And then I have to remind myself, hey, you're not in a maze. You don't have to go just straight, so to speak. You can open your eyes to the whole world, and it's your sandbox. Enjoy it. Forget what you're supposed to do. Forget the set mission that you know you have to accomplish to get to the next step. Just turn that off and enjoy the playground. Breathe it in. And I started having fun again. Like, I was truly giving up on video games for a while. I've been thinking about selling all of my video game paraphernalia, possessions, because I'm doing great selling all my comic books on eBay. That kept me alive while I got a better job. But no, I had to rediscover how to have fun. I guess, I don't know, when you're sober long enough, you just start acknowledging some of the things that often we don't think about. Don't limit yourselves with the choices that you think are the only ones you have in life. Recognize that there's far more doors that are unopened, and start opening them. There is no limit to where you can think or where you can go, spiritually, mentally, online, I suppose, which is why I think having a platform is truly a gift, and it's important to me that I feel like I have one. No, the llamas are the llamas out there too? Shit. Now, I don't. You can tell me about the small hats. You can tell me about some of the savagery in the Middle East. But when you start talking about llamas, I get nervous. Matter of fact, I don't think I feel safe out here anymore. The llamas are in fact out. I just got a new notification. This just in. Coyote mauled by pack of llamas. Huh. They're here, guys. Well, this has been refreshing, but I do believe YouTube, get the word out. The llamas are here. Forget all of the other major world issues. Focus on the llamas. It's all a distraction. Just find the llamas.